Alex Tanguay is a scratch. He's played in every game for Colorado. He is out with a leg injury. Mike Keane, who missed the last game, is also out. Scotty Bowman made clear to his team and to the press, for that matter, he wants his Detroit Red Wings going after on the forecheck the Avs early in this game to try and make them pay a price physically. Taken back by Colorado at center, dumped up the near side boards. The check put on Hayden by Lidstrom to free it up. Frederick Willison clears it around. The Brine line out there for Detroit. Maltby, Draper, and McCarty chased down by Patrick Waugh. Pushed it off the boards, gets back into the net. The Avs control it in any event. Dumped back into the middle, goes through everybody and filled it for Drury. Fisher will come back on, cleared up the wall. Federoff's line out there now. Fedorov, Robitaille on the left side. Holmstrom with him. Holmstrom tried to dish it off. Blake was there to get it. Bob Blake on the quick pass. Peter Forsberg. Forsberg trying to hit Drury. Gloved away. And it comes out of the zone to Holmstrom and let Fedorov cut it. Fedorov was up ice. Blake was there with him. Puck never got there, though. Bob Blake took it away. Fedorov picks it back up. Sergei Fedorov leading the team in shots. Takes another one. Dropped up deep. Shots there. Robitaille missed it wide. Rebound Fedorov. A great chance right there. Held at the point. Turnaround chance to end it all. Two good chances. Holmstrom trying to hold it in. Can't. Ryan tried to ice it. The early heat put on by Detroit.
Right away, you can see what Detroit wants to do. If Patrick Waugh is in his zone, get traffic in front, get pucks there. Look for a rebound. Forget about trying to beat him clean. Luc Robitaille's game has come alive ever since Sergei Fedorov took over at center between Holmstrom and Robitaille. And this is the line that has given Detroit the early scoring chance. Chris Drury, to watch this play. It was going to be a point-blank chance for Luc Robitaille until Chris Drury got there. When the puck went back to the point, that is when Detroit overloaded the front, looking for a deflection. Chris Drury has been Mr. Clutch. You got to remember, in '98, when he was playing at BU, he was Hockey East's Defensive Player of the Year for plays like that he just made on Robitaille.
Igor Larionov, who had missed 5 games prior to the last one for Detroit, is back in their lineup tonight for the Detroit Red Wings. Jason Williams, who has been playing, is a scratch. Everybody else for Detroit healthy and on the ice, including Yzerman, who, despite the bad leg and a bad shoulder, has not had his ice time decrease as this playoff year has gone along. It's been right up there in that low 20s mark, 21 or 22 minutes a game. Lidstrom back on the touch. That's an icing call.
Steve Yzerman, we mentioned moments ago, looked better in Game 4, I thought, than in any other game in the series. Watch what happens here with Dan Heino. Ooh, the ribs. Far from the knee, but still it's the ribs. And what is interesting in the first rotation of lines for Colorado, they went the Sakic line, the Drury-Forsberg line, back to the Sakic line. Bob Hartley rides his thoroughbreds until they drop. Scotty Bowman is not changing much. You've noticed the same line combos as you saw in Game 4 for the simple reason that the Red Wings had one heck of a game and played well.
In the last game, Detroit, every player had at least 10 minutes or more. Colorado had 5 players under 10 minutes, including their 5th and 6th defensemen. On the ball down, Wilsey came in to try and knock it away. Brian Wilsey had some 8 minutes of ice time in his first playoff game ever in the last game, as he got a chance because of the injury to Mike Keane to get in. Shot back in by Kasparaitis along the near side boards. Big time check put on as Messier got leveled by Shanahan. And I mean Shanahan got him good in the shoulder area. Shanahan back in his own end off the boards at center came loose. Larionov will come back to get it. Yzerman got hit again and is going ever so slowly to the bench. Out to get it, Dominic Hasek cleared it around. Yzerman has taken 2 big hits here in the first period, and that last one, he got up very slowly. Dumped into the corner, back to get it to Skula. Skula is one of those defensemen whose ice time has gone down as this series has moved along. Taken back by Fisher. Driven back by Yell. Bravada is getting a chance. Bravada, number 17 for Colorado. He's getting a chance for the first time in this series. He played the first 6 games of this playoff year and has not played since.
He has come in for Alex Tanguay. Bob Hartley has had to retool some of his line combos. Dan Heino started in the first 2 shifts up with the Joe Sakic line. Sakic, Haydu, and Heino.
Dropped away by Blake into the zone. Good forechecking here by Reinfeldt and Forsberg. Forsberg moving over. At the center onside. Blake moves it in. Rob Blake. 6 goals so far in the playoffs for Blake. He's 12 points. Second among defensemen in points. That'll be touched up by Marty Skula. First period, no score. We'll check in with Brian England.
No, not my logic. That's for sure.
I'll tell you the logic it does have is you get two great teams. Detroit, maybe that's their lead time, and a huge difference there. The series is tied at 2-2.
Detroit has only led once in this series. They led for the third period of game one. They never lost the lead, but that was the only time they led. They scored an overtime goal that doesn't qualify as a lead. Colorado's had 7 leads. They've lost them all. They're Fisher.
Zacking dumps it in. Detroit has outshot Colorado 10 shots a game. They've had 6 more chances per game than have the Colorado Avalanche. But it just hasn't mattered. It's 2-2. Back through center with teams making line changes. Maltby will gun that one in way wide off the boards. McCarthy coming over. He enforced for a new battle. Hook check off the wall. Played by Adam Foote, trying to clear it, but not. Foote has had a tough series. He's got a -5 going against Detroit, and he is one of their leading defensemen for Colorado. Finally, they got it away. Drury's got it. That'll be whistled behind the play and a hand pass. Let's bring you an update on the baseball game, along with 4 other Detroit Red Wings. As their big guns that Scotty Bowman talked about 2 games ago still have not picked up the scoring pace. Robitaille, Shanahan, Hull, and Yzerman combined 4 goals in 4 games. Shanahan left it offside, though. Fedorov had to wait and then dumped it in. Watt came back to play it.
Here's a power line for Detroit. Steve Yzerman, Sergei Fedorov, and Brendan Shanahan.
Detroit making line changes here to try and get some offense going. This is what Scotty Bowman has said. If our big guns don't get on the board, we're in trouble. Right now, they're not on the board nearly enough. Sergei Fedorov near side to Lidstrom. This is a great 5-man unit out there right now. Hull will clear that in. Detroit will change to Breeze on the touch, and that will be whistled for the icing. Everybody knows he's hurting, so if you're wearing another color uniform, you look for number 19.
But you know what? Colorado didn't do a lot of this in games 3 and 4. Taking a piece of Steve Yzerman and making sure you make contact. See how he got up there using his stick. Came out in the next shift. You know what I look for? Steve Yzerman went to bench on that play, and he went to the bench slowly, but he immediately started talking to one of his teammates. When you're hurt and you're in pain, you're not in that big a mood to just have a little chat when you're sitting on the bench. So it's always a good sign to me when a guy chats.
Yzerman 0 for 5, no points in his last 5 games. And back in by Riku Hall, knocked away by Hasek, who almost got caught back in behind the net. There, Datsu got it off the near side boards. Into the corner with it is Devereaux. Datsu, Hall behind the net trying to help. Hall banged it up the near side wall. Got it into the middle. Devereaux the backhander to Hall. Hall looking, defenseman cutting on the outside. Couldn't get it through there though. Battle along the corner. Devereaux reached in. Hall moves up, knocked it away. Datsu tried to set it up with that block. And Adam Foote, good defensive play to clear it out. Datsu leaves it as Detroit gets back onside. Duchesne moving it in onside. Colorado makes the line change. That one deflected wide. Hard wraparound. Larionov got a piece of that. It goes back behind the net and has to be played. Dominic Hasek in the head-to-head battle against Patrick Waugh in their careers. For Hasek, the advantage 10-6 and 3. Take it away. Fisher. Fisher moving it in. Still had a shot. There's one. First shot of the game. 5:37 into the period. And you can see it's a little testy. Because whoever wins there by Blake off the face-off. Chelios trying to hold it in. Could not. Milan. Hayduk 3-on-2. Hayduk with second shot. Saved by Dominic Hasek. A 3-on-1 for a moment there. The Breeze a chance. Saved made by Hasek with help from Chelios in front. Chelios clears it around for Fisher. Couple of shots in a hurry for the Avalanche off that face-off at the other end. Sakic 3-on-2. 3-on-3. Getting back was Robitaille. Fedorov at center trying to push it around Blake. Blake let the puck go. Big hit put on the far side. Tomas Holmstrom had to take it away and cleared back in. Good work by Dan Heino. Both teams changing. Fedorov dumped it into the middle. Colorado gets onside. Grabado flips it into the zone. Grabado during the regular season at 18 goals in 52 games. Playoffs getting back in after the first 6 that he played in. Maltby, the intended foot, knocked it down and took a shot to the chops behind the net. Maltby skating the other way, checked to see if he was bleeding. Kasparaitis drops it off. Yeah, a shot, save Hasek. Rebound, Kasparaitis. And Hasek down with the puck right behind the net. There is Kasparaitis, the defenseman, joining the flow, and it will be iced by Detroit. Foot on the touch.
Already more jump for Colorado early in the first period. period than they showed in either games 3 or 4. And those were home games. Darius Kasparaitis just decided to keep on coming here, and Stefan Yell's shot generated a rebound. It looked like as Hasek saw.
Among the playoff players who have a +8 at the top of the pile. That cleared back up, will be chased down. Blake came back to get a little pick, pushed up towards the line, and it did come outside the line. Couldn't be held in by McCarty. Kasparaitis joins the offense. You know they're really looking for help.
Join the rush if he can, because he's a great skater. But both of these teams have to be so careful because they fear the counterattack from the other team.
Kasparaitis 2 goals in 79 playoff games. Drury put the hit on. Pass back to him, blocked by McCarty. Cleared back up. Draper got it. McCarty just clearing the zone. No score first period. Intense battle. Maltby takes another hit to the chops. This time it came from Drury. Had his helmet on the back of his head. Lidstrom will chase this down. 3-1 the shots in favor of the Avs. Lidstrom back in behind the net with it. Nick Lidstrom, 4 goals, 6 assists this playoff year. Is 146 on the circle. Cleared back up and out through center. Red Wings get their line change. Eisenman back on the ice to Lariano. Shanahan cutting into the middle. Dumped there. Played by Foot into the corner. Foot and Schooler teamed up defensively. Duchesne off the red line, off the blue line, able to hold it in. Shanahan protects it. Shanahan looking, but you see Colorado tight defense here. They are right in the jerseys defensively. Held in along the near side again. Eisenman looking. Eisenman, Larionov, both out there together. Larionov lost it, and it's cleared out of the zone by Brian Wilson. Teams will both change it up. Shanahan trying to tip that, didn't get a stick on it. It'll be an icing call as a
ready to do dirty work anytime anybody asks him to.
Lake shot had it blocked. Fedorov 3-on-2 the other way. Sergei Fedorov. He turns, takes the shot, and it blocked into the corner by Greg DeVries. Again, we see mixed lines. Boyd Devereaux out there with Fedorov and Hall. I don't remember seeing these 3 together in this series.
No, Scotty Bowman is mixing and matching here early. Now, needless to say, we should have expected it because Scotty Bowman said, you know what, when we play as well as we did in game 4, the good thing is you don't have to change anything.
Now they're changing. Get it going. Devereaux knocked away. And it is Hall moving it in. Hall leads it and goes. Not an open shot. Chelios blocked DeVries again. DeVries got a stick on it. Centering pass blocked. Yell cleared it up to the point. Chris Chelios knocked it down. Chelios sent it along the wall. Datsuk hit by Heinold is going down anyway. DeVries clears it off the glass and out the center. No icing. Got to be played. Dominic Hasek coming back to get it. Fisher will come back and play it. 21-year-old out of the Czech Republic. Yuri Fisher back in behind the net. Colorado's basically gone to 4D over the last couple of games, while Detroit continues to play their 3D combination. Scotty Bowman hopes that's going to pay off in Colorado wearing down. Remember, Colorado had to play 2 7-game series to get here. Detroit did not. Lidstrom got it ahead. Robitaille in the drop pass, takes the chance, save, ball, rebound. Hall's got it. Cleared it up, Wilson. Wilson moving. Colorado changing. Far side shot, Hall save made, Hasek. This one got intensity all over. No scores.
Congratulations to section 119. That is tonight's Coca-Cola Red Zone. Each man in section 119 has received a free Red Wings t-shirt and banner, courtesy of Kroger and Coca-Cola. Let's hear it from today's Coca-Cola Red Zone.
Get a shot of it.
Wateroff, 21 minutes a game. First match. Great to have you with us here. Exclusive coverage on ESPN. With this series tied at 2-2. The shots of 4-2 favor the Avs. But no score so far in game 5. Tipped in by Larionov into the corner. Up the near side. Eisenman trying to hold it in. Lidstrom did. Eisenman banked it down and lost it. Rabada gets it out. Rabada, Hayduk, and Sakic on this line with Tanguay and Keane both strikers in this game. Tied up along the side and brought out by Larionov. Igor Larionov tried to head that up, and the odd man couldn't get it there, and it's offside. Not happy with the offside call. Want to remind you, tomorrow night, Toronto's not scoring goals. He may need another one. Toronto's staying in that series, virtually scoring nothing. Still to get it around the far side. In the middle, not out. McCarty a chance wide. Near side towards Detroit. Also able to hold it in. Get the love down. Draper battle and keep it in. He does battle with Ryan Muir. Muir kicked it in behind the net. McCarty pushed it to the far side corner. Ryan Muir will play that in the middle. Get around. 3-on-2 the other way. Detroit gets back. Ryan Pratt in. Ryan Pratt dropped it. No backhand chance. Though Marty Skula. Another defenseman joining the flow for Colorado. We're seeing that from game 1. And getting back on D at center ice was Chris Drury. Drury, the forward, came back to cover and did. Blake will send that one in. Both teams over the boards. Dominic Hasek held it up. Got it away to Yuri Fisher. Fisher. Blake along the blue line trying to hold it in. Holmstrom to Fedorov. Poke checked away. Played back. Ball got it up ice. Intended for Messier. Played around by Dominic Hasek to Fisher. Fisher. Put the hit on as he came up the wall. Puck taken back though by Blake. Again, the Avs get back on side. Each team dumping, chasing. The other team's going back and getting it first. Fisher able to control it. Swank Wilsey putting the hit on him. Holmstrom hanging onto that red line. Hall intercepts the pass again. Nobody can get into the zone. Right back on the line change by Bravada. His shot save made by Hasek. And left in behind the net. Coming into this game, Detroit in shots at a 42-shot advantage through the first 4 games. And a plus 20 in the scoring chance department. Cleared back up the near side. Bravada tipped it, headed to the bench. Round the boards, down the net. That's it. Oh, they're back together now. Shot point saved by Hasek. Kasparaitis and a penalty coming up on Detroit. For a slashing call, Matthew Dandino, I think.
But Brad Larson got whacked. And I think he might have gotten a piece of the shot from Kasparaitis. A dandy save by Dominic Hasek with a pad, with the left pad.
Where's Kasparaitis coming from all of a sudden here offensively?
John Koharski signals a slash. Matthew Dandino in the sin bin. Eric Larson's original forecheck. Then help from Stefaniel on the forecheck, and that is why the puck ended up back at the point. Great pressure on the forecheck. Larson, maybe a little tip, maybe not, one way or the other. Hasek in a great spot and a pretty good chop. Watch the chop here from the left from Dandino. Whack! Looked like it was just below the pants, maybe right above the knee cap on the shin pad.
13:32. Dandino slashing. First penalty of the game. Power play for the Colorado Avalanche. No score in the first period. The Avalanche 4 for 19 in this series. They were a team that was 18% effective on the power play during the regular season. They are 14.7 here in the playoffs. Brought back up by Blake on the power play unit. He sends it in. Ryan Pratt's on the near side. Knocked it down. Lidstrom moved in on him. Chris Drury out there in this power play unit along the wall picks it up. Tried to go to the point. Blake sends it back. Lost it. Intercepted and cleared out by Lidstrom. First power play of the game, Joe Sakic. Both teams will change up on the penalty kill. The Red Wings have been outstanding on the penalty kill here in the playoffs. Taking Sakic, just left it behind the net. Lidstrom pushed it away. Still loose. Forsberg got it. Forsberg sends it up to Sakic. Sakic goes wide. One-timer Blake save made. And he had Heino cutting in front of him. Blake able to hold it in once but not twice. Forsberg reached in. Couldn't get it. Fedorov dives and clears.
Twice Sergei Fedorov protected the puck because it was between his skates. And finally was able to dig it out himself and shoot it down. I mean, Sergei Fedorov has had a terrific series. Regardless of the number of goals, he hasn't scored relative to the chances that he's had.
Up the near side, Ryan Pratt leaves it for Foot. Foot dropped it in the middle to nobody in particular. And Duchesne will just rag it a bit along the blue line and clear it out. Keep in mind, Detroit has scored 6 short-handed goals, the most in the playoffs. If you take all of the other teams in the playoffs combined, you have 5 short-handed goals. Detroit gets 6. Down the middle, Hayduk lost it. Very trying to knock it away. Play it up and around Skula and out.
Those short-handed goals, 6 short-handed goals, as many or more than 13 teams during the regular season. And they had to play 82 games.
It's just a ton of short-handed goals. If you're wondering, in a playoff year, the most short-handed goals scored ever in the playoffs has been 10. 83 Edmonton Oilers. Power play is over. shot on goal during that power play for the Avs. They are out shooting the Red Wings here 7-3, but there's no score. Back up the near side, Gambino shuts it down, shot right through the middle. Hall sliding along the ice, ended up going right behind Wall. That one blistered by Eisenman to the near side. Shot back in by Lidstrom. And you sense the desire on both of these teams' part to get that first goal and not make a mistake on the ice. They know the team that wins this one is in the driver's seat in this series. Played back by Skula behind the net.
Boy, Martin Skula's picked up more ice time in this first period than I don't know the numbers yet, but he's been out there a lot. After having his ice time cut right down to 7 minutes in Game 4, had a talk with Bob Hartley during practice yesterday, and seems far more committed to a physical game here in Game 5.
He's been averaging 14.5 minutes a game. The way he's going in this thing, he's going to come close to picking that up in a period. Played off the boards on the far side. Devereaux waiting for help. Found it. Shot. Wide. McCarty coming off the bench. And that pass will go to center. Heino putting the pressure on along with Larson. Larson, Yell, and Heino on this line. Datsuk, the rookie, knocked it down. Datsuk, 23 years old. Couple of goals, 3 assists this playoff year. Fisher sends it. Detroit changing. Dumped in wide of the net by Devereaux. Right around the far side and up to Forsberg. Forsberg leading everybody in scoring in the playoffs. Brings it in. Shuts it down. Avs changing. Dropped a great pass in the middle. Down went Hasek. Empty net. Score! Ryan Pratt! What a play! Colorado takes a 1-0 lead. He got the goaltender down and then walked it the 180 to get one.
And the 5th consecutive game now. Every game in this series, Colorado has scored first. The Avalanche know one thing. When you're one-on-one with Hasek, sometimes he'll come out to challenge. Watch this dish from Peter Forsberg. It doesn't get much better than that between the skates of Darren McCarty. And then as soon as Hasek came out, that is when Reinprecht looked up, saw him, and decided to try a wraparound. What a beautiful play. The concept was great. Hasek was out of the paint. Nick Lidstrom came back to try to get a piece of it. It might have banked in off of Lidstrom one way or the other. Brilliant decision by Steven Reinprecht.
And it is a 1-0 Colorado lead as again they're on the board first. Right back up near side by Lidstrom. Lidstrom centering pass. One save by Juan Holmstrom. Holmstrom got a chance. Sakic brings it the other way. Sakic goes by Gravana, his teammate, and lost it to Lidstrom, who poked it away to center. Lidstrom will just dump that one in from the red line. Watt clears it around. 6th shot of the game for the Avs. They get the first goal of the game. Move back up. Right again is back out on the ice. Taken away by Sergei Fedorov. Off the near side boards. 17-11, the time of the goal. Reinprecht, 2nd of this series, 6th of the playoffs. Peter Forsberg picked up the assist. They got it on the 8th shot, by the way. 8th shot of the period. Reinprecht had it taken away by Eiserman. Near side Detroit. Shanahan will move it back into the middle. Shanahan, Fedorov, and Eiserman together. Steve Eiserman into the zone. Blake comes over. Blocks him off the puck. Gets it to DeBreeze. Greg DeBreeze clears it around the near side. Not, up off Duchesne.
Most of those one-on-one battles, 50-50 pucks that were being won by Detroit in both games in Colorado.
Great play by Eiserman as he got it down low to Dandino, but Dandino's redirection got partially held up from behind, and it was wide.
Colorado was winning those battles here.
They had to step. How many times have we said Detroit's got to step? Hasek got down on the ice, and matching Miners coming here. Matching Miners, one of them's going to be on Dominic Hasek. We'll get the penalties here when we come back. But the referee indicated it was going to go both ways as Hasek got tied up in behind the net. Here's Dominic Hasek coming back to play the puck. Stepped out on Wilsey, went down on the ice. Offsetting Miners. Dominic Hasek got one of them. Wilsey and Hasek. McCarty's in the box. Turned behind the net again by Hasek on the far side. And the Red Wings were in a 4-on-4 now. Breaker from the blue line trying to move it in. Puck in between the skates. Tied up. Helmet goes flying off Foot's head. Helmet goes flying off Foot's head. Draper and he do battle. Foot takes Draper down. Maltby's over there. With how many scrums have we had in this series like this? I mean, this has been that kind of a series, and it continues. The battles on the wall have been ferocious.
I lost count came out to cut down the angle. He had Kurt Malby behind him, who had his stick taken away by one of the Avs players, and Malby was trying to argue the call behind Hasek.
Hasek had it unsportsmanlike, and Wilsey had an interference, so Hasek got called for diving. I don't think I remember that on goaltender. That one kicked away the breeze, and that's going to end the period. The shots end up 9-5 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. This to be a game winner, and one in this game that has given the Avs the lead as he set Ryan Pratt up with his famous little saucer pass over the stick right to the tape. Second period underway, 4-on-4. We've got 39 seconds left to go in the matching minor penalty, so we're still 4-on-4. Sakic from Hayduk, banged away in the air along the boards and cleared out. Penalties that came in the final minute of that first period continue to be served here. Taken back in behind the net by DeBreeze. Cleared it up, intended for Blake, went by everybody. It'll be touched for an icing call. Lidstrom back together. He like the pianist going out there chopping wood. Played back out by Fisher and a whistle. I'm not sure what. Maybe a penalty call there. No.
Well, why guess?
Okay.
Let's just leave the whole world guessing.
There was a whistle, and there'll be a face-off outside the Avs line.
It's a hand pass.
Hand pass it is.
Don Koharski and Kevin Pollock in charge of our tilt. Bill McCreary having a chance for the first time in the playoffs to sit and watch down in Brett's locker room as the backup third guy in this game.
Played back behind the net by Dominic Hasek. 9-5 the shots in favor of Colorado. And we're back to 5-on-5. The matching minors expire. Fedorov tried to take it through everybody. Forsberg reached in to help out. Cleared back in. Put the hit on Eisenman after he dumped it in. And a couple of players collide at the side of the net. It'll be an interference call, and it's going to be on Colorado. Chris Drury got in front of Brendan Shanahan.
You wouldn't expect Bob Hartley and Chris Drury to like this. But the Red Wings now have an opportunity to get their power play possibly going. That was the call. Maybe that's why Chris Drury went knee. It looked like Brendan Shanahan had a pretty good stick on Chris Drury. But here's one of the stories in this series. The inability of the Detroit Red Wings power play, which was so powerful early in the playoffs and during the regular season, to get something done.
Drury gets the interference at 1:02.
One of the changes, gone back to a forward on the blue line. We expected one forward. We didn't know who it was. The Red Wings wouldn't say this morning, but it is now Sergei Fedorov.
Side looks from a chance. Blocked straight up in the air. Yell will bring it out of the zone short-handed. Yell's got room. Fedorov back. Yell goes around it. Messier reaching for the puck. And Yell tried to hit it while sliding on the ice. Good chance short-handed right there. Good effort at least. Move back as the penalty killer is brought back for the Avs. Eisenman leaves it. Would have been offside. I think that's to bring it out.
I think Stefan Yell's eyes got real big when he saw that he had a partial 2-on-1 with a forward back there. That was Fedorov who was back.
Detroit only 2 for 15 in this series on the power play, and in the playoffs only 20% effective. Fire side knocked down out of the zone. Blake over there and a penalty coming, and that's going to cost Detroit a minute 12 worth of power play time. A retaliatory penalty by Holmstrom, who got tied up with Blake.
Better be careful, Gary. He just poked again. Remember, Holmstrom took a double minor.
2-minute tripping!
2 minutes for tripping. But remember, Holmstrom took a double minor in Game 3. That really turned out to be the turning point because Colorado couldn't get anything done on it. It was a turning point in Detroit's favor, but well, I'll tell you what, we're getting down to crunch time now, and the stakes are so high. The ante has been upped because we're now in Game 5. This is the best of 3. You've got to be so careful and so disciplined.
Yell against Eiserman in the play before. And then as the puck moved up, down went Blake, who got tripped up by Tomas Holmstrom. You can't give up power play time, obviously, here in the playoffs, and that's just what has happened to Detroit. So we go 4-on-4 again. The face-off coming to the right of Dominic Hasek. Sakic on the draw, wanted back. Kasparaitis, who's taken a couple of shots, dishes that one off for Hayduk. Hayduk gets like Helios. Sakic down there to help Fisher, knocked it away. Fisher's got it underneath Hayduk. Backs off though. Comes free and picked up by Igor Lariano. 4-on-4 for another 56 seconds. Lariano moves it in. Sets a screen. Another penalty. Save made on Hull's chance. This is going to be against Colorado. It is a delayed call. Extra skater out, but there's the touch. So the specialty teams are going to be tested here in this second period as the penalties start to pile up.
Colorado, 2 minutes, obstruction holding.
Kevin Pollock has made all 3 of these calls. Don Kowarski kind of sitting on the sidelines.
But Elon Hayduk joins Chris Drury. So we have our first 4-on-4. Steve Yzerman out to take the draw, won it. Fedorov turns it. Power play, 4-on-3. Lindstrom is playing the top of this power play in the diamond. Side man, Fedorov waved at it, trying to knock it in out of the air. Near side, Yell gets knocked down. Lindstrom holds it in. Leaves it. Hull again, and that one got blocked into the seats. Eric Messier.
One of the great shot blockers in the NHL today. And that is Brett Hull at his best. That was right in the wheelhouse for a one-timer. Brett Hull, if you read the article in ESPN magazine, doesn't look left, right, doesn't look for a hole. He looks high or low. That is what he goes for on the one-timers. And it looked like he was thinking low on that one, but Eric Messier was there. This is the previous shot. Look at the bend of the stick. Major torquage. That tells you how good the sticks are. I'm surprised they just don't snap. Brett Hull's philosophy is, it is the stick that generates the power of the shot. It's not necessarily all of the other things. Obviously, he's got that. It's his stick.
Big face-off win for the Avs to get it out of there. Adam Foote drags it in, leaves it, Sakic back to Foote. Mercy did not develop in a hurry. That was a short-handed 4-on-3. And Adam Foote just sliced through. And the pass by Sakic, they ran on the stick. Fedorov shot, stopped by one. Power play is still underway here for Detroit. Lindstrom's got it. Now Drury's back out. Again, back to the point. Drury get over Hull. Chance blocked again. And again by Messier. Drury, who just came out of the box, takes the blue liner and missed it wide. Both teams trying to get line changes done here. Sergei Fedorov moves it up for 4-on-4. Shot saved well. Rebound clear. End-to-end action. Testing the goaltenders. Played by Dominic Hasek in behind the net. 20 seconds left on the Red Wings penalty, then a very short power play coming up for Colorado. Wow, will cover that one up just to try and settle it down a little bit.
Boy, can Sergei Fedorov bring it. But on a shorthanded play here, they were down to only 3 skaters, and look at this. Adam Foote's redirect. It went off the post. It might have even gone off the knob of Dominik Hasek's stick first. Yes. Dominik Hasek should get credit for a save there. I'm not sure whether he will or not. I'm not sure whether the shot keeper saw that. But Hasek got a piece of it. Otherwise, it would not have hit the crossbar.
Adam Foote rarely has minuses in any games. Each of the last 4, though, minuses have come his way.
It's been a while since he's had to play 4 consecutive games against the Red Wings, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They'll do that to you.
Against Hall of Famers almost every time he's on the ice. Kicked into the corner to Shane. Still 4-on-4. Back it up for Shanahan. Shanahan gets hit by Adam Foote. Back in behind the net. It is loose to the near side. Now a power play for Colorado for 25 seconds. 25-second power play. Lariano back to top. Leaves it. Chelios shot through the screen. Deflected wide by Wall. Back to Shanahan. Holmstrom in front. Duchesne trying to set it up down low. Had it blocked once. Shot Shanahan deflects off the glass. Near side corner. 3 left on the advantage. Lariano moving. Leaves it. Shot Chelios wide. Power play over. 2 shots on that short power play chance. Middle Duchesne. Shot blocked.
You got to be kidding me. 4 blocks for Eric Messier on that, the total of his 2 shifts.
And then he clears the puck out. We're back to 5-on-5. Chelios 9-irons it out. I mean, it is just fire on the ice out there right now as these teams trying to get line changes and not get caught short-handed. Darren McCarty went back. Yell trying to clear. Maltby gets it. Maltby backhanded that one right through the crease. Shot Sullivan. Oison's chance. Patrick Waugh moving on it. Out for Yell. He got pinned up and knocked down. Colorado leads this by a score of 1-0. But
we talk about the guys that are the role players that have to contribute, Eric Messier goes above and beyond just about every shift. He had 4 blocks. This was one of them on Steve Duchesne. He could follow that one with his eyes the whole time. He just doesn't want to go head first. I spoke to him about his shot blocking technique, and he said he turns away, tries to look at Patrick Waugh. If he doesn't see the puck go to Waugh or doesn't feel it hit him, he gets up right away and keeps playing.
Messier, a vitally important role player defensively for the Avs team, and you see why. 23 block shots in the playoffs, leading Colorado forwards, and a couple added to that here in tonight's game. Face off with McCarty, moving in to take the draw against Sakic. Scotty Bowman has shuffled lines tonight, trying to find some firepower. Does not have the grind line together right now as Dandino is out there with Darren McCarty, and now Burger's out with Maltby. They do get it back together. Off the far side and into the zone. Fisher behind his own net. Wilson intercepted for Sakic at the side of the net and covered by Dominic Hasek. Good play in the interception by Wilson. There's Sakic, their leader. 9 goals, leads the National.
Sweden made it with the Flyers. No non-North American train has ever won a Stanley Cup.
That's the one thing Dominic Hasek is after. 6 Vezines. Goaltender of the year, never that cup. Patrick Waugh has 3 of them. Knocked away to the point. Peter Forsberg does battle. He got it out of there as he was going at it with Boyd Devereaux. 14 minutes left to go, second period. Game 5, series even. Dished into the corner. Hall was chasing, cleared around. Olsen fell down, but he was able to get that puck in. Had he not done that, it would have been a 2-on-1 the other way. He slipped, fell backwards, but the puck went into his skates. There's Olsen trying to clear it up. Ice Forsberg blocked it. That's the other guy. Skula will take it back in behind the net. Artie Skula starting it out. Skula trying to get more ice time. He played over 6 minutes in the first period of this game to try and take some of the heat off the big 4 defensemen for Colorado. Intercepted. Eisenman with Fedorov. Eisenman tied up. Hayduk tied him up from behind. Fedorov centering pass intercepted. Good back check. Hayduk moves it up. Detroit's got 3 back there. Hayduk leads a screen. Sakic shot got deflected. Knocked away by Dominic Hasek. Sakic sends it back behind the net. Big scrum back there with Fisher finding it. Up for Shanahan. Trying to tip it out. Didn't get it out. Blake backs it off to the side to Hayduk. Hayduk looking into the middle. Urbana's got Sakic in front. And the deflection not on net. Went right through the crease. Chelios over to Shanahan. Eisenman bats it along the wall. Lost it. Down on the ice. Blake got it out of there. Teams over the boards again as Duchesne looks for help. Found it on the far side. Dandino cleared it. Lost it. Hall sends it in. Dandino will chase it down again. End-to-end action here as we've seen most of the periods these teams have played. Very few whistles. Lariano open. Shot. No. In behind the net. Igor Lariano trying to settle that down. Wow, didn't give him anything to shoot at. Lariano gets it back. Sends it through the middle. Tied up. Far side. Blocked again. Detroit trying to create havoc down low. Robitaille could not handle that when Duchesne stepped up. Lariano runs way offside. For the whistle.
In this series, and the way Detroit is coming, I don't think 1 goal will be enough again for Colorado. You can see how hard it's been for either of these teams to get a 2-goal lead. Colorado, 3 minutes and 14 seconds is all they've had of a 2-goal lead in the series.
That's how good the series has been, and that tightly played down the middle. Forsberg to turn on Tatsu, got it in the middle. Tip shot, and a save made off Adam Foote's chance. And I don't think Dominic Hasek realized Adam Foote was on the near side. Foote joined the flow.
You know what, Gary? That is a complication now that Detroit is going to have to deal with. Colorado started doing it in the first period. They're sagging guys in behind coverage. They're sending when they can. Look at Adam Foote. I mean, he is inside the hash marks on that play. With Peter Forsberg turning, I think his pass was to Chris Drury. What a one-touch pass between his legs, or a one-touch redirect to Adam Foote by Chris Drury.
That was close. 46 block shots for Adam Foote. Tied for first in that department in block shots, but in this game, playing some offense. One back around the far side. Shanahan tries it up and held it in. Chelios blocked center to Breeze. The Breeze blocked the attempted out. Sakic knocked it down again. Fedorov came back, headed to Fisher. Gary Fisher leads it. Fedorov up ice. Fedorov Shanahan's in the middle. Eisenman behind him. Fedorov will take it. Eisenman shot side of the net. Hit the side of the net. Heino clears it up. Chelios steps up. And Chris Chelios able to hold it in. Once, but not twice. Chris Chelios has missed the playoffs once in 19 years. Believe that? Talk about seeing the postseason. That long a career to make it that often and to play so well for the reasons he will be in the Hall of Fame.
Here what's interesting is he's playing with 4 guys on the blue line for Detroit that have never made it this far before this year's playoffs. When we talk about all of the older guys playing for Detroit, they got 4 guys that have never been this far.
Back in far side, Duchesne. There's one of them right there, Bill. McCarty trying to center. Duchesne had never made it into the 3rd round of a playoff in his career. Steve Duchesne has been around for 15 years. Big battle in the corner again. Little face wash put on by Darren McCarty as he reached out on the other. He and the Avalanche down low, shot wide, a block by Duchesne. So Detroit defenseman trying to step in a little too. School had cleared it around. McCarty knocks it down. McCarty is shot the fucking wall. That went off School's stick. Avalanche defenseman. Dominic Hasek's going to play this. Trying to catch the Avs in a change. Not quite. Knocked away by School up again. Put it back up after the line change. Wilsey a chance. Shot it wide. Rebound far side pass Paredes. Back for Wilsey. Nico Hall in the middle looking. Detroit getting their line change completed. Lidstrom trying to tie it up. Could not. Wilsey ran it side of the net. Lidstrom played it. Lidstrom takes it back behind the net. It is intense. Cleared back out with Ryan Muir coming back.
Well, we mentioned this before in the series. If you get your 4th line out there, as Colorado did on this shift, and sustain and contain on a forecheck, you've done your job. Plus, they generated a couple of scoring chances.
If those other 3 lines are relying on arrest, knocked away at center ice. Wilsey's still out there. The puck checked away by Holmstrom to center. Colorado will now change it up. Detroit needs a line change as well. Knocked down by Brian Muir. Deflected in from center. Penalty coming up. Ryan Pratt was on the charge. And here's the whistle.
Detroit, minor penalty interference.
Detroit will take the penalty. Ryan Pratt got knocked down. Power play Avs coming up. Sad 2. Cleared back off the far side. Blake. Throwing down low to him in the fourth forward. Trying to get it across to him and Hasek blocked it. Detroit did not have down low coverage.
A great play by Nick Lidstrom. Just when Drury was pulling the trigger on the pass, Lidstrom hit his stick.
How scary would that be for Dominic Hasek? You take a look and you got Drury and Forsberg down there. And only one colored jersey to your page. Chelios able to clear it out of there. Power play in a 1-0 game. Colorado leading it. Ryan Pratt had the goal in the first period. Detroit has picked up the play here. 3-on-2 in the power play. Forsberg waiting over to Blake. One-timer save made. Hasek gave it the rebound to hold it back in before Heino could get there.
Help rode to the rescue for Dominic Hasek. The first time it was Lidstrom. Watch from the right of your screen the stick of Lidstrom. Whack! Right between the hands of Drury. I mean, Lidstrom's so smart he avoids gloves, so he doesn't even stand a chance of getting a slashing penalty. Then this last play, Dominic Hasek left a rebound, but Radim Vrbata was completely tied up by Chris Chelios and couldn't get to it.
Close. Hasek just had time to pull that back in. You see the shot advantage in the series and here tonight as the Red Wings have piled it up here in the second period. Now, though, they've got to kill off another minute 16 of power play time for the Avs. Back it comes to Blake. Takes the big windup shot. Hasek knocked it away. Over the left shoulder. And it brought down side of the net. Colorado getting some chances here in this power play. Heino set up in front. Hayduke near side with Sakic down low. They'll lose control and it'll be cleared by Shanahan. We've seen some changes here, not only in the lines, but on the specialty teams of both teams as well. Detroit changing up on their penalty kill. Tipped away at center. Brought in near side. Hayduke left it behind the net where it was intercepted and up and out. Good play made by Mulvey to get it out of there. Sakic couldn't hold it in. Back into the middle. They got 30 Drury Hayduk out there. Hayduk dribbles a little bit along the blue line, but ultimately had to dump it in. Played back by Chelios. Chelios clears it into the middle. And that's going to give him one more chance here in the power play with down to 14 on it. Right back up by Schooler. Near side for Peter Forsberg. Forsberg charging in. Forsberg rolled to Hedman. Had to come back along the wall to try and get it. Blake starts up down low. Bravada's tipped, not on net. Played around the far side. And not out of the zone. Power play there is over. 2 shots on it for the Avs. Forsberg still out there. Forsberg trying to wrap around chance. Forehand chance got blocked. Cut back out by Bravada. 5-on-5. Keep in mind here. Back it comes for Blake. Blake had it banged away by Fisher. And on the attack, the try. Dumped in. What a hit. Blake moved in that time and almost got his head taken off as he went reaching for the puck.
He rocked Boyd Devereaux too, not once but twice on Devereaux's shift here.
Off the far side, Duchesne's chance. That got blocked. That'll roll to center. Dominic Hasek is going to come back to get it. And he'll just drop that one off in behind that. Steve Duchesne coming over to play it. And he'll try and settle it down right here. 6:02 left to go. And period number 2. It's a 2-goal lead. It's just unheard of in this series. We got 2 overtime games. One game decided by 2 goals. The other decided by 3, decided by 1. 2 in overtime. That's the way it's been. Flip comes over to get it around for Heino. Chelios reached. Fisher will play. Ray Fisher will skate it backwards. 21-year-old. Playing much older than that in this playoff year. In the middle for Holmstrom. Holmstrom flipping. In front of the net. And gloved on the pass by Watt. Coming up, our Southwest moment. Got to find some goals from his scorers here. Down just 1-0 in this game, and that has been the story of the series for them. Big Guns still have not been able to put it behind. Wow. Near side goes Sakic. Sakic turning to the middle. The breeze was cutting left at Hayduk. Hayduk sends it back into the corner. Where these scrums continue. Sakic, Fedorov got it. Fedorov turns it, looking in the middle. Got that one bumped off Sakic's stick and out to center. Sergei Fedorov leads all forwards for Detroit in ice time. He's the man Scotty Bowman is really looking at, with Yzerman playing injured, to get things going offensively. So he's drawing extra ice time by working in on other lines.
Got the stamina of America runner too.
He can just go.
You bet Scotty can play up forever and still have something left inside his tank.
Ryan Pryor's got the goal, leaves it for Drury, intercepted. That is Fedorov, who popped that off right, right back to Forsberg. Forsberg to Drury, a little Drury, whips it short side. There's Drury left block side on Hasek, and did not get it on net. And he got a hard shot on. Paulson clears it out. It's going to have to be played by Adam Foote. He's got Larionov moving in. Patrick Waugh directing traffic out there, hollering out about where Larionov was. Back into the zone, Wilsey in. Wilsey shuts it down, waits for help, dumped it in front, blocked by Larionov. Into the corner. Ball leaves it in the middle. Pass behind everybody. Hasek out the play. Tomas Lindstrom over time. Larionov out there to get it. Larionov doesn't have it stiff. Cleared around towards Larionov. They get on Stula. Wilsey a chance. Bounces off the glove.
Who's yelling, not now, not now.
I don't want it now. And no stick. Up the near side. It'll be moved by Chris Chelios.
Igor Larionov still without a stick, and because he was on this side of the ice trying to make sure that he held his position, couldn't get to the bench.
Draper gets it back. Holmstrom hit by Yale. Puck up against the boards. Cleared back. SCA moves it out. Detroit getting a change. Ramada's chance. Save. Dominic Hasek. Cleared up ice. Trying to get that party out of front. Makes it got the stick and the body in on that.
And the puck.
Controlled the puck and cleared it out of the zone. Drury sends it in as he got knocked down. Hasek back to play it. This game just firing along here. Only 3 minutes left to go in the second period.
the guy that gets there to create a numerical advantage for your team is your guy. And in that case, it was DeVries that got there. He was the third guy into the corner.
All cleared it in. Forsberg clears it out. Olsen on him. DeVries drops it wide side. Delayed offside call won't matter. Up for Sakic, who's going to step. Sakic on Danzig. Shot. Hasek aside. Rebound off Hasek. And he covers it. Sakic tried to bank it in off Hasek. It was on the ice. He caught it and held on.
Dominic Hasek earning his keep right now, folks. Peter Forsberg and Joe Sakic out there together for the first time in this game. Joe Sakic being hounded from behind by Datsyuk. Still was able to get his shot away. Hasek took away low. Now he's got to keep looking for the clean shot away and have time to make a clear decision. They'll go down like that and just lie down low.
Joe Sakic, who is 17th all-time in playoff goals with 65. Tied for 23rd in playoff points. Back up with it. Chris Chelios sends that one in. Ball comes back to play. Left his foot around the boards. Fisher stepping up. Saying, I got it, and he did. Shot, miss, short side. There goes better off ticket. Chelios a chance, knocked away. Patrick Waugh had that short side covered again. All right, trying to move it around the D. Adam Football letting go. Gets some help. Shanahan, a shot. Wide again. Rebound. Brought up quick behind him. On top of the net. He blocked it. It went up in the air. It landed next to the water bottle.
Man. And he had to get out of the way, too. He knew it was up in the air, and he had to make sure it didn't come down on his back.
Dominic Hasek facing the backboards, gets it off the pads. Patrick Waugh gets one that goes right straight up behind him inside the top of the net in a one-goal game. Messier sends that in, takes a bounce to the side of the net. Notice Hasek not moving very far out of that net in those dump-ins. Some of the Hawks here in Detroit can be pretty weird. Yell brings it in. Yell drops it into the corner. Wilson gets it by Wilson. Played by Datsyuk. 1 minute left to go in the period. It's from the near side wall. So far, that one goal, first period by Reinfeldt. Has held up for Colorado. Down hard in the corner. Right back up Dandino. He got leveled pretty good. Dandino open shot. Hit the outside of the net. Centered with the tie. Open was hard. Hall had that a little too close to the skates as he had snuck in, and Patrick Waugh, I don't think saw him. Near side Dandino again, penalty coming. There's the whistle. It's on the Avs. Joe Sakic.
I guess we shouldn't expect anything less.
19 Colorado, minor penalty, interference.
The dramatic saves at both ends, the great scoring chances. One by Brett Hull. I think what happened to Brett Hull on this play is not only was it too far in front of him, but it came through a screen and he might have picked it up late. But then they just kept the pressure torqued up and at least drew the penalty. Datsyuk was trying to get to the front, and that pretty well qualifies. Joe Sakic with a little pitchfork end over end like he was throwing a bale of hay.
And there he sits. That's the first penalty Sakic has picked up in this series, and only the second one of the playoff year. 1932 interference. This is the third power play of the game for Detroit. Only 27 seconds left to go in the period. The Avs try and clear Kent. Waugh to foot, and foot will get it out of there. 2 for 17 in this series for Detroit on the power play. Onside Yell short-handed action. He's got to hang on, and that's going to create a face-off in the Detroit zone.
A good play by Stefan Yell. Not only to take the shot, but once the shot was launched, to hustle in for a rebound. All you want to do is force Dominic Hasek to hang on to it long enough for a face-off. So with 11 seconds to go here in this period, it looks like Colorado will get out of trouble on this penalty kill.
Face-offs have been just about even in this game, only a 2 advantage.
Unlike Game 4, where Detroit dominated it. Both of these teams are pretty well puck control teams. Detroit a little more. Face-offs are important to puck control teams.
Taken by foot, he moves in, he gets a chance. Hasek going to make a save. And good play by Yzerman to pick up that loose puck. Dangerous. That's going to do it. There'll be a minute 32 left on the power play in the third period. Done in front of Patrick Waugh. The only goal scored in that first period. Ryan Fred got it. Forsberg and Kasparaitis at 17-11. It has stood up. Can it stand up here? Power play Detroit. Their third of the game. Lidstrom will play the point. Big chance to get back. Shot over the net by Fedorov playing the point, and that ended up in the seats. It didn't touch an Av, so the faceoff's coming out to center.
I don't know what happened on that shot. Sergei Fedorov has sure hands and a blazing shot. Won the hardest shot competition at the All-Star break. Did the puck bounce? No, but nice, flat, good torque on the stick. And then it just went into outer space. Thomas Holmstrom went to the front of the net, and all of a sudden it became incoming. Boy, and he's not used to that. Sergei Fedorov doesn't lose his shot high very often.
Sergei Fedorov, 57 shots coming into this game, leads Detroit in the series in that department, and 4 in the league in the playoffs. Fedorov's been willing to gun it. The goals have come hard, though. He's had only 1 goal in the last 10 games. Here's Holmstrom on the power play continuing here. 55 seconds left on it. Lidstrom Hull. Hull drops it back. Holmstrom trying to get set up in front. Shot. Fedorov. He missed it again.
I think it might have hit somebody in front, but he sure didn't miss it high.
Boy, that thing screamed to the near side. Shot by Yzerman. Covered with his stick by Patrick Waugh on the short side. It's a goal! It's a goal! They're signaling it way in. Waugh did not get it. This game is tied. Power play goal by Yzerman.
Patrick Waugh is not arguing. I thought there might be a problem for him. Steve Yzerman saying it went right in. Patrick Waugh ended up in a real awkward position, and you could tell he was trying to squeeze off a puck that he didn't really know where it was. Watch this low turn for Yzerman to come out. Steve Yzerman was yelling immediately, yes, yes, it's in the net, yes. He saw it before anybody. Watch from goal cam. Yzerman marches. Oh yeah, Patrick Waugh tried to hide it with his pad, hoping that the world would go away for a couple of seconds, but it didn't. And Steve Yzerman is on the board, and so are the Red Wings.
Sakic was in the box. He comes out of there. The power play goal by Yzerman, 67th, tying Gordie Howe for the most in Detroit history in the playoffs. And as that ignited the Joe, a 1-1 game, and it scored in the first minute of the third period.
But there's no way this thing should be waved off. Steve Yzerman was right because it went up and dropped right down, and there's no way a whistle could be that fast. Steve Yzerman started yelling right away because he could see it as he was going the other way behind the net.
Forsberg and Sakic both were talking to the referee, but it's a goal. And it is a power play goal and a 1-1 game.
Steve Yzerman is a master at stepping out. We've seen him do it countless number of times, especially in the playoffs. You give him time, he'll step out from the side, and he'll find daylight somehow. The shot, it dropped. There was no delay from the time the shot hit Patrick Waugh till it fell down behind him. Absolutely the right call.
This is the 8th time the Colorado Avalanche have lost a lead. They've lost 3 games and leading after 2 periods in the playoffs, the most in the NHL, including Game 3 against Detroit. Again, in this series alone, they've lost a lead 8 times.
I guess the other way to look at it is the Detroit Red Wings have overcome deficits 8 times. The problem for Detroit is they keep digging themselves a hole, but now they're out of it.
Tied here in the third period. And the goal picked up by Yzerman. Oh, he's got a heck of a finish in this one. Back out to center. Olsen got it out. Adam Foote picks it back up. Foote looking into the middle. He step dumps it. It hits Forsberg in the back. Goes into the corner. Played by Datsu. 54 seconds into the third. Yzerman gets his first of this series, 6th of the playoffs. Hull and Fedorov picking up the assists in the power play goal. Joe Sakic, Heino, didn't have anybody on the other wing. They were changing. Puck sits at the point. Darren McCarty able to clear it out. Patrick Waugh back to get it. A 1-1 game. Series tied at 2-2. This game, this series goes back to Colorado, Denver, for the game on Wednesday night. One way or the other, somebody's going to lead. Heino collided with Hayduk at center ice. Both get up. Pretty good hit by teammates right there. Off the near side, Maltby sent it in. The breeze. Blake played it off the boards. Cleared back up by Hayduk to center. Fisher back to get it. Gary Fisher turning near side for Fedorov. Fedorov dropped it off. Chelios has to get back. Wilsey blocks it into the corner. Fedorov sends it back for Fisher. Fisher around for Maltby. Eric Maltby in a 3-on-3 trying to drop it back. Taken away by Hall. Cleared back up. They caught him changing. Wilsey was wide open, but Maltby stepped in and intercepted the pass. Down the near side, Eiserman again. Run out by Kasparaitis and knocked down. Wilsey will flip that one into the zone to allow a change for the Avalanche. Duchesne back on the touch and an icing call.
Well, Scotty Bowman talked about his big guns having to get it done. In Colorado, Robitaille and Fedorov got on the board, and here in Game 5, Steve Yzerman is on the board with his first goal of the series. Still trying to make it happen. Steve Yzerman has looked stronger in the skating department with each game in this series. At time, he just had too much muscle in the form of Darius Kasparaitis to get around.
Face-off coming to the right of Waugh, who is still testing the short side on the stick side. Waugh was going like he was playing that shot again in his mind during this timeout. He went to the post, put the stick down, still trying to figure out how he could not have stopped that. The Avalanche clear it out. Detroit will come back and get it. Dandino back in his own end. Hinoed up on the check. Near side, up for Robitaille. Goes by him to center. Adam Foote trying to drop it off. School has picked up his ice time in this game for the Avs. Hinoed in, shot blocked into the corner. Bounced into the air, and actually got to come out and play that. It went off a stick and went straight up in the air in the slot.
Good time for a fair catch.
Yeah. I want to remind you this
in Game 4, which really took me by surprise. The series is tied.
Blake chance save. Hasek in the midsection. Rob Blake firing some shots in this game, as he has led his team with 3 shots through 2 periods and adds another there.
Well, there was some speculation about Rob Blake's hand or his wrist being hurt. From what I've seen tonight, look at the jump, look at the aerial right there by Steve Reinprecht. Man, I'd like to see him with a basketball to see if he could dunk after that leap.
Pretty close. Off the face-off, it'll be won by Fedorov. Red Wings flip it out of the zone. Blake is way back to play it. Detroit at center. Lidstrom. Hope checked away near side. Maltby came back to get it. Centered around the boards. Fedorov out there, as we said, he's been doubling up on line. Sergei Fedorov, extra ice time out there for Detroit. Here comes Drury. Reinprecht with him. Reinprecht in the middle, trying to get it to Drury. At a block. Fedorov still out there, clears it out. Adam Foote back at center. Wings completing a line change. Foote tried to rush it in, couldn't. Forsberg overskated, pushed it away. Played by Kasparaitis. Too far for Sakic. Near side again, Lidstrom. Pass blocked, and it's going to be whistled on the offside as Verbarda picked it up.
Darius Kasparaitis has had a terrific series for the Colorado Avs. Seen by a ref, by the way, it would have been a couple of minutes for unsportsmanlike and a misconduct penalty. But why would a ref look back at one end when there's only one player down there? Well, you don't expect anything to happen.
Especially that. Cleared back up, and Kasparaitis out of the ice. Tipped into the zone. Fisher moves it away to center. Kasparaitis got it up again. Sakic cut it. Sakic with Hayduk. Shot save. Hasek going backwards and hung on with Hayduk coming on the left side. This is when the cream rises to the top and the stars are stars, as it's grit time right now in this series.
Both of these goalies have impacted the outcomes of different games in this series. Patrick Waugh did Game 4 Saturday. Dominik Hasek did, I think, Game 1. Remember how rusty the Red Wings looked after their week-long layoff? The first 2 periods, it was all Colorado in Game 1, and then Detroit took it over in the 3rd period, but they would not have been in the game if Dominik Hasek had looked anything other than a guy that had 1 day rest, and not 7 days.
Dominik Hasek now 47-37 in playoff history. Patrick Waugh, of course, in the last game passed the all-time mark of Mark Messier, most playoff games played ever. Waugh lets that one go, and he had to make a save on it. He started moving out, Shanahan skated by it. Blake came in to clear it into the seats, and Waugh's down on the ice. Waugh looked like he was going to play the puck, and then he backed up. and ended up having to make a save, and then the collisions began.
See him down in the ice, though. I think he was waving off Pat Carnes, the athletic trainer of the Avs, saying, all right, don't know where I am, but I'm all right. Now he got crashed into it. That was a bit of a miscommunication, not once, but twice. Right here, Patrick Roy looked like he was going to get it. And it was Milan Hajduk that put it back into him, or Danny Heinold that put it back.
Back it comes to the point. Held in by Lidstrom. Shots are even at 19. Scores even at 1. Series is even at 2. Length of the ice on it. Icing call coming maybe. Drury trying to get there ahead of it. Won't. Lidstrom puts the touch on it for the face-off back in the Colorado zone. It has been a problem for Colorado that they didn't have in the regular season, losing 3 games in which they had a lead going into the third period here this playoff year. Wise save percentage has increased as it's moved along. Bob Hartleyson joined his team to play tougher, grittier hockey against Detroit that has had the step on him prior to this game.
Watch the elbows of Patrick Roy here. Left elbow coming in. Yeah, he actually looked like he might have swung his arm so hard with his elbow hitting the post that he hyperextended his arm a little bit.
And obviously he's not going anywhere if he can get back up breathing. Laid back, Kasparaitis out there with Foot, the defensive pairing. Near side for Sakic, but way behind him. Foot picks it up, sends it in, broken stick. And a whistle anyway on the offside. Milan Hajduk, man, Colorado's trying to get going. He's had only 3 goals in the playoffs so far, and Hajduk in this series has picked up just 1 goal and playing at a -1, even though he's led the team with 15 shots in the first 4 games.
It's been kind of a revolving door on the left side of this line, though. We think of Sakic and Hajduk together, and Alex Tanguay out of the lineup with what the Avs say is a leg injury. On the other side, Ryan Wilsey out there now. We've seen Dan Heinold out there. We've seen Radim Grabada, so it's been kind of a revolving door on the left side of Sakic.
Joined us late. Tanguay a scratch in this game with a leg injury. He played in all of the previous games. Mike Keane also a scratch in this game, as he was in the last one. And behind the net, Foot came back to get it. Robitaille trying to tie him up. Adam Foot trying to turn up the far side. Got it away to Sakic. Sakic turned by Fisher to Hajduk, just out of his reach. And swept by Chelios off the wall and then out to center. Adam Foot again. How many times did he touch the puck tonight? Cleared back in by Wilson.
They're not backing up. They're gapping up, if anything. They're staying way up. Adam Foot has really pressed the issue with the blue line. So is Darius Kasparaitis. Wouldn't call it a pinch. They're just not bailing as quickly and pulling off the blue line.
So Foot is able to play the puck a lot in this game as a result there at center ice. He dumped that one in. Robitaille tipped it away to center and tried. Went cross ice. Larionov reached back. Heinold intercepted. Sent the other way by Messier. Fisher gets it. Fisher will flip that out with Detroit changing it up. Blake comes back to get it. 13:25 to go. We're in the third period. And this game is tied at 1 apiece. Messier tied up along the boards by Devereaux. And it knocked away by Blake. Still nobody's got a handle on it. Blake will come into his own end. Intercepted. Messier knocked it away. Comes to the blue line and out as it went off Heinold, and Brett Hull picks it up. Hull continues to be their leader in this playoff year in goals scored as he has picked up 7. In the corner, Datsuk. Hull reached in. Hand-on shot will be moved up and out of the zone. Heinold got it out of there. Ryan Craig cutting to the net. Forsberg got spun around, lost control.
Great stick by Nick Lidstrom. Well, I'll tell you what, nobody in this game has better timing than Lidstrom.
Adam Foot back in his own zone. Foot moves to the red, again sends it in. It was a shot. Dominik Hasek knocked it down, left it. Olsen around. Drury got a piece of that, trying to hold it in. Did. Drury trying to back it into the middle, blocked, and set out of the zone. Good defensive play by Boyd Devereaux that time. Again, teams changing. Adam Foot getting to that point where next goal wins. Yell left it. Bravada shot off the block. Bravada in the corner. Leaves it behind the net. He trying to close in. Hasek. A little defense Gets it held out in front as it got knocked away. Good work by Stefan Yell in the corner. Yell and Hall created the offensive chance down low for the Avs. All the way to Skula. Dished it back into the middle. Fedorov out there with Yzerman, who leaves it for Maltby. Maltby on that fire wing, came over to help. Yell will get the puck though. Yell just wants to get it in and get to the bench. Does so as he got knocked down. Detroit, quick line changes here for both of these teams. Nobody wants to get caught out there for long shifts at this point.
Nobody wants to make a mistake here. I mean, it's a conservatively played period. I mean, the next goal might very well determine the series. Whoever wins this game will most likely, not definitely obviously, but most likely win this series. They've got the best chance, and you don't see any low percentage plays. Everything is just safety, safety, safety.
Being played by the book here. The dump in behind the net. Waugh came back to get it. Put it around the dasher. Chelios was waiting, but it came down before it got to him. Sakic's ahead of the play here. Moves back in. Kasparaitis a chance. Save made. Kasparaitis, best offensive game he's played. Knocked down by Reinfeldt. Right back in. Forsberg. Shot. The block. Rebound. Bouncing. Drury went behind the net. Forsberg. It goes over the glove of Hasek, and he hangs on. All they've got to do is get up off the ice and keep doing it. On one game. Laid back in behind the net to Chris Chelios. Chelios. Detroit moves it. Fedorov. Nice ahead of him. Some foot. Kasparaitis with it. Maltby moved in. Held in. Yzerman. Puck checked away and out of the zone. Near side. Fisher's got it. Played by Wilsey, who puck checked that away on the other side. Sent back in by Maltby. Maltby. Yzerman. Fedorov in the middle. Yzerman shot blocked. Yzerman had a half a step.
Adam Flood with a desperation dive, and he got it with a stick.
Colorado continues to have to block shots, as we showed you through the first two periods. 14-3. The Avs with the shot blocking numbers. Back comes DeVries. Holmstrom touched that one up, reached around, but not quite in time. Midway through the time played in this series. Just about spells out how even this game is, following right along with it. Here comes McCarty. Aaron McCarty in, looking, centered, whistle offside. Olsen on the right. 9:51 to go, and a series is tied at 2-2 in the third.
Game more in Colorado's zone than they did their own. In this series, Detroit has spent almost 4 minutes more per game in Colorado's zone than in their zone, including tonight. It's almost 4 minutes through 2 periods.
That puts the pressure on the Colorado defensemen, and basically they've played just 4. Scotty Bowman said yesterday, we can keep that kind of pressure on their defense.
Yep.
Sooner or later, we're going to get one.
And it doesn't sound like a lot of minutes, Gary, but if you look at it this way, let's just play even back and forth, but the last 4 minutes of the game, we're going to let you play an hour end. 4 minutes is a ton of differential in zone ice time from one zone to the other.
That's why you've got all those blocked shots piled up by Colorado, because Detroit is spending all that time scoring chances, shots, blocked shots. Back in behind the net, Dandino back to get it. However, the only thing that'll matter, which crooked numbers up on the board under Colorado or Detroit. Because right now it looks like 2 is the number that's going to do it. 1-1 here in the third. And leads all scorers in the playoffs. This is Forsberg time. Fisher back. You see the Avs backing up into almost a 3-2. Sakic came way back through center. Played behind the net on the backhand by Waugh. Didn't get much of that. Behind the net is Hall. Hall tied up by Sakic, centered it. All the way up the slot. Into the Detroit end. Chelios back. 23-19. Avs have the shot advantage in the game. DeVries flips it back in on side. Colorado, though, wanted to change it up.
Oh, the bench was yelling for Chris Chelios to change.
Whistled on a delayed offside call with a face-off at center.
What happened to Chris Chelios in this last shift? On my reverse angle. He skated up, tried a long pass, and then broke his stick when he was defending on Joe Sakic backing up. Started yelling at him from the bench. Chelly. Finally, when Chris Chelios went over, he said, don't give me the stick, give me another body. He wanted off.
Get me out of here for a minute. Chelios back over on the bench. Veteran playoff leader for this Detroit Red Wings team. Everything matters now. Every face-off's taking an extended time. Fedorov won it. Lidstrom a shot. Off the stick wide. On the outside of the net. Yzerman had it poked away by Drury to Reinfeldt to Drury. Got Forsberg on the other side. Drury trying to go by. Knocked away Fedorov as he went through the middle.
But even then, Gary, right with him is Greg DeVries. Trying to get up on the play, make something happen.
Drury to Reinfeldt. Stick tied up by Lidstrom. DeVries was over there in the corner. Cleared back out by Yzerman. Remember the damage Drury has done. 5 of his 7 playoff goals against Detroit have been game winners. 5 of 7 in the playoffs against Detroit have been game-winning goals for Drury against the Wings.
He hasn't necessarily discriminated against the Wings. He's done that to everybody. 11 of his 26 career goals are scored in the third period or overtime, game winners. He's killed a bunch of different guys.
He always seems to be one of the guys who has the extra step left at the end of the game. That jump that you see in the first period, he has at the end of the third and uses it. 8:10 left to go in this third period. See the shots 6-1 over the last almost 11 minutes in favor of the Avalanche. That sent the goal picked up by Yzerman. They tied this game up. Larionov trying to hold it in, could not. Hall knocked it away, played deeper into the zone. Trying to find room at center is Robitaille. Yell is over there. Taken away by Larionov. Dandino. Wow, would come back to play it. Leave it there for Foot. Larionov moved back in behind the net. Adam Foot looking up ice. Nobody free. Avs change. Foot takes it back. Pace slows down a little. Knocked away to Messier. Messier a shot deflected. High note centers it. Deflected off Chelios. Gravata trying to reach for it. He and Chelios go to the corner. The puck came free. Skula tried to block it, could not. At center. Aaron McCarty, but he couldn't keep it in the zones. Skula will send it on the shot and head to the bench. Red Wings on their own end, trying to catch him in a change. 2-line pass to Draper. Bry, how's it look from down there? Brian England.
Gary, it's been a 1-1 hockey game, and both of these goaltenders have looked extremely strong. More of the stuff I think we've been looking
when the guys came on.
It is a power play. The Detroit Red Wings. Generally, if that puck's not in the position of where the players are going on the ice, they let it go. The puck is on the other side of the ice.
Well, this is Detroit's opportunity. If ever they needed their power play, it is right now. It has been ineffective for the last 3 games.
13:06, the time of the bench minor. 4th power play of the game.
They got one from Steve Yzerman. They need to just keep it going. Other than that Steve Yzerman goal, they haven't had anything. Maybe they feel better about themselves now.
Yzerman's got it in the corner. Holmstrom in front. Brett Hull near side. A 1-1 game. 6:19 to go, third period. Hull looking, trying to find somebody. Colorado stays back. Lidstrom dropped it. Sharp hook and stick Fedorov. Blade went flying right along with the puck to the back boards. Centering pass, shot deflected again. They come to Lidstrom. Open shot, high, save made. Patrick Watt reached up to get it. Held in by Fedorov, who's got a new stick. Lidstrom plays on the point. Hull doesn't take it. Goes back to Sergei Fedorov. Back to Lidstrom. Hull the one-timer. Blocked. Behind the net, Yzerman.
And Hull broke his stick on the play. That's 2 in a row.
Hull going to the bench to get a new stick. Frees a little room over here, and that's exactly where it's cleared by Blake.
On the first broken stick, Fedorov had time because of a great play by Yzerman to go to the bench, get a stick, and get back into the play.
37 left on the power play. Larionov moves it in. Shanahan behind the net. Shanahan dropped it off to Larionov. Larionov to Shanahan, who's open. He takes it. Safe by Watt. Rebound the corner. DeVries and Robitaille do back. Bounced into the middle and into the corner. Robitaille over to get. Luke Robitaille goes to Lidstrom. Lidstrom settles it down. Robitaille one-timer off the heel of the stick. 13 left on the power play. Larionov behind the net. Back over to Robitaille. Shanahan set up in the middle. Chelios goes to the blue line. Just held that in. Shot deflected off defenseman's stick. before it gets to Wall. Near side boards loose. Urbana dug it out. They move it out. The power play is over. 2 shots off it. Wilsey, his chance. Save. Rebound. Deflected up in the air. Side of the net. And a whistle. High note. Almost. But it gets blocked by Hasek.
This would give some dangerous rebounds, huh?
Just
if we'd let that replay go, it would have been obvious what was going on. But I mean,
left third period. Face off one second. Kasparaitis. Big pile up in front of the net. Haydu takes it to the corner. Falls down. Chelios trying to hold that puck in. Sakic got it along the wall once, not twice. Detroit will clear it back and start the rush. 1-1 game. Down the middle. Draper. Kasparaitis pushed him away before he can get to it. Ryan lined out there. Third around the far side. Chelios held in by Draper. Chelios knocked Sakic away so he couldn't clear the puck. McCarty looking, trying to send it through, blocked by Reinfeld. Turned back into the zone, and Maltby lets it go. Waugh played it around. Sakic fell down. Chelios a shot, blocked out deep and clear. 3:58 left here in the third period. Colorado changing. Detroit stays out trying to catch it. Back near side, Maltby dumps it into the corner. It's sitting there. Long shift for 3 of these Detroit skaters right now. They'll take a face-off here if they can get it. They could not. Dug it out. 3-on-3 the other way. Forsberg moves it up. Forsberg, Batsuk in front of him. Forsberg dish. Back for Forsberg. Trying to pass him the other wing. In Blake. Shot wide. Blake snuck in from the left point. Shot it to the stick side, but it went high and wide. Drury's in front of the net. Puck went flying though to the corner. Down to 3:26 left to go. Cleared back out of the zone by Hull. Off the near side, Maltby puts it in the air. Blake will come back to get it. Blake dumps it behind the net. Hull stayed up in the forecheck. Messier moving over. Big run into the zone by Dandino. Back forward is Hull. Hull knocked down by DeVries. Puck freed up to Messier. Messier feathers it down the boards. Back to get it is Dandino. Matthew Dandino. 3 minutes left to go in a 1-1 game. Game 5 in a tied series. Moved back in by Sakic. Knocked down to Shane. Cleared back up to Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov in onside. Trying to put a little pass over the stick. He goes into the corner, falls down. Stula had the puck, lost it. Fedorov and Stula. Centering pass in front. Waugh can't find it. Larson banged it away. Waugh catches it.
well, more to come. We're not done yet. We're just heating up. Great pressure by the Red Wings. The longer the game goes on, yes, the Avs are still generating chances at the other end, but the longer this game goes on, the more I believe in Scotty Bowman's theory that they just keep rolling 4 lines, play more in Colorado's end, and wear the defensemen down little by little. Both Fedorov and Robitaille looked like they got a piece of it. One thing Larson didn't want to do was try to grab there with his hand and put it behind Patrick Waugh. At the other end, Rob Blake with a little chip shot from right in front that just whizzed by the post.
Scotty's loving the game. This is good, he says. This is good for hockey. Not good for my heartbeat right now, but good for hockey.
You notice all of the coaching staff for the Red Wings, at least Scotty does have a sweater on underneath.
Yeah.
It's way warmer in the building tonight. He's probably dying of heat.
He complained that he thought it was too cold.
It was.
It was, yeah. Bounced up in the air. Chelios took it away. 2:25 left to go. 1-1 game. Kasparaitis, Sakic. Went by Ryan Brett, played by Yzerman. Steve Yzerman. He'll be out there. Intended for Shanahan. He couldn't figure out where that puck had gone. Back up for Haydu. He never got to it. Sakic tried to clear Yzerman, knocked it down. Ryan Brett to Kasparaitis. Kasparaitis tied up by Hull and taken down. A little hook from behind. 17-11 of the first period. Reinfeldt scored. Colorado had the lead. Wilsey back into the zone. Shot wide. 54 seconds in the third period. Yzerman got a power play goal to tie it up. Good play, Chelios. He and Drury went at it. Chelios picked his stick up. Draper drops it. Shanahan in for the game winner. Shanahan! Hit the post! Rebound! Cleared to the near side. He had one. 4 feet out of the crease. Brendan Shanahan with a chance to put it away. McCarty on the far side knocked off the puck. Cleared back in on Dominic Hasek. scribbed away. Fans, some of them still standing with their arms up, celebrating.
Peter Forsberg just walked into the Detroit bench to take a shot at the party.
Water's going to cover that Fedorov dump in.
Man, what a finish to an incredible hockey game. Darren McCarty wouldn't let Peter Forsberg off of the boards near the Detroit bench. Finally, when McCarty went to change, Peter Forsberg tried to throw him in and then took a step right into the bench after him. It looked like he was going to follow him.
Brendan Shanahan's looking up at the big screen here, and he's looking at this.
She made a heck of a play to fake Rob Blake down. Then Patrick Roy came out. Oh. Off the post. Peter Forsberg came back and bothered Shanahan right when he was going to bury it. I don't know if the puck was going out or not, but Brian Wiltsey got a piece of it. Brendan Shanahan going, I can't believe it. And Brendan Shanahan has been pressing for a goal in this series because he doesn't have one.
No goal in the last 4 games for him, and none in this series, obviously. Face off to the right side of Patrick Roy. Back to Lidstrom. Chance blocked to the near side. Yzerman will have to chase it down himself. The two captains going at it in the corner. Sergei Fedorov, 1 minute left to go. Third period, Fedorov the move, the shot, blocked to center ice. This is where you give up the body, and still down on the ice is Hall. Hall, who blocked the shot, limping at the blue line, needs to get off. It's Hall who's right now in front of Lidstrom and Hearn. Waugh makes Adam Foote. And the save made by Waugh. Adam Foote blocked the shot and could just get up.
He just went down, Gary, and grabbed his right toe. And Sergei Fedorov launched one of his 100-mile-an-hour slappers that nailed him. What a move Fedorov put on Kasparaitis out of the blue line. And that's what forced Foote into damage control mode. Kasparaitis got beat out of the blue line, so Foote had to go out and get a piece of it. He got a piece of it all right. He got all of it. Sergei Fedorov, one of the hardest slap shots in the sport. Oh, right off the big toe of his right foot, it looks like.
Detroit has had the chances here in the last minute.
Well, they're pressing. They want this thing now.
Face off to the right of Waugh. Neither team has used their 30-second timeout yet. 26-23, the shots in favor of the Avs. Off the draw, it will be won back by Drury against Draper. DeVries in the middle. Drury knocked it down to handle it. Drury in. His shot off the glass. Shanahan back to play it. Hit by Reinprecht. 30 seconds left to go in regulation. Drury left it. Shot. Forsberg save. And no rebound. One of the few times Hasek has not given up a rebound.
Boy, timing everything or what? 24.5 seconds to go, and he was able just to eat that shot up. The Avs come back and press. Steve Reinprecht with a good forecheck, and then Chris Drury was just able to swoop in and pick it up. Look at all the support. Then Forsberg coming. Here's Forsberg's shot that was an end-over-ender. Went right into the midsection of Dominik Hasek, and no rebound for Steven Reinprecht. Boy, Reinprecht almost touched that on the original for a deflection.
24.5 left. Chris Drury again will come in to take the face-off. This is when you look at the numbers, see who your hot face-off man is, and go to him. These are vital draws. Fedorov for Detroit. Drury won it back to the blue line. Shot. Blake blocked out deep. That was Yzerman who blocked the shot. Forsberg in the corner. 16 seconds left to go. Forsberg trying to dig it out. Sakic there as well. Forsberg in. Shot. Hasek save. Rebound. Sprawling. DeVries. Shot. Blocked in the middle. Fedorov picks it up with 5 seconds to go. Maybe an icing call before it expires. Oh my. There were more scoring chances in the final minute of the third period than the other.
No kidding.
39. Will try and shoot it. Not quite. Fedorov tied it up. Oh my. Take a deep breath. They've generally come in a hurry. Will it be here? Patrick Roy, 39-16 in his career in overtime games, 2-2 this year. Hasek, 12-10 overtime playoff games. Down the middle, block, shot of Sakic ends up in the seats. So here we go. Next goal wins, and we'll put that team up one away from the finals.
Bob Hartley does not use as much bench as Scotty Bowman. Ryan Muir, defenseman, not a shift in that period. Hartley has also done a little line juggling. Steve Reinprecht usually plays with Drury and Forsberg. Starting here in overtime with Joe Sakic and Milan Hajduk, and Scotty Bowman countering with an interesting combination. He's got Fedorov and Yzerman. But instead of having Brendan Shanahan out there with that unit, Kirk Maltby for a little D.
So they'll continue, both coaches, to mix them up here in the overtime. Fisher will send that one in around the near side. Yzerman stepped up on Kasparaitis. Kasparaitis has played a solid game both ways here tonight. 3-on-3 the other way. Dropped off line, trying to go. Takes away Chelios and makes him pay. There's Chelios. And up to Maltby. Maltby's got Yzerman. Steve Yzerman from center. Wide of the net. They change it up. Waugh played it up. Didn't get it out. Passed it right to Yzerman. Back into the corner. Shanahan. Shanahan got it away. Wilsey there. Wilsey cleared it off the near side. Wolves. A tremendous flurry both of these teams had in the final minute of the third. It'll settle down a little here, but the game, if it goes like most overtimes, will come in spurts.
Mentioned Maltby with a little D on that starting line. A little offense for the drive line. The Shanahan's out there with great speed.
Stuck on perfect play. May not have been going on net, but he got a stick on it anyway. Colorado can't clear, but it goes through the legs of Lidstrom. Here comes Forsberg. Forsberg trying to cut in. Lidstrom won't running. Dominic Kaiser turned it around to Shanahan. Shanahan hit by Drury. Drury got the puck back to Forsberg. Forsberg. He'll spin it. Forsberg looking into the middle. A shot blocked into the corner. Drury stick. Shanahan bangs it up and out. Got him McCarty. McCarty moved it up. Onside. Larry off between the legs and the pass. Puck check from behind. Kasparaitis on McCarty. Kasparaitis clears the zone. Tyson.
These guys don't want to be here long, do they? Oh, man.
There's a spurt.
Great chances at both ends to start overtime.
Overtime, game-winning goals in the playoffs. Brendan Shanahan dies. Brett Hull has three, going for four. That is blocked out to center.
Just another hot shot for Eric Messier.
Right down in front of it, and he knocked it away.
That is block number 8 in the game for Eric Messier.
What a game he has played defensively for the Colorado Avalanche.
The Red Wings have 9 blocks as a team.
Sent back into the corner. Patrick Roy dumps it behind the net. Robitaille, Larry Hammond from Hall on this line. Robitaille tried to center, came right back to him. Hall came in and dug the puck out. Hall moving it up, takes the chance. Step one, right in the middle of the slot. Moved back up. Blake able to clear it out, and it will be dumped in by Dan Heino. Down the far side boards. Lost in the middle. Pass to him, one down low. Near side, Hajduk tried to get it through. Gambino couldn't do it. Hall clears it back out the other way. Set in by Duchesne. Near side, Hajduk. Hajduk takes it behind the net. That would have been a 2-on-1 if not blocked. Cleared back into the middle. Loose. Fisher drops the keeper. Chelios played it out. Fedorov had it, lost it. Came though to Yzerman, who swept it out. Maltby still out there. Along the near side. Maltby forehand chance. Actually ended up off the backhand. One-handed. Back to Chelios. Rips it in. That one got deflected. Blocked by Fedorov. Stula puts the hit on Maltby. Held in by Detroit. Though Fedorov in the middle. Turn shot. Left pad. Patrick Roy. As Fedorov got one on the ice. Fedorov still there. Turns it. Into the corner. Maltby went sliding by. Stula. Now Yzerman there. Yzerman picks it up. Steve Yzerman sends it back. Waugh comes out to play it. Off the boards. Colorado can't clear again. Yzerman. Long shot for Colorado. Yzerman looking in front. Yzerman turning. One puts on the gas. The center goes back to the far side. Shanahan again. Saved by Waugh. And he hangs on.
Everything but twine for the Red Wings. They up the ante on this shift. Why with great pressure.
Of the overtime. Face off to the right again. Waugh. Won by Draper. Draper has been their hot face-off man in this game. Cleared back out and tipped in onside by Wilsey. Nope, they're going to whistle that one on the icing call. overtime marks for the Avalanche and the Red Wings.
Well, it's interesting how both coaches have retooled their lines here for overtime. Drury now has Wilsey at fourth goal. Shanahan is still out there with the grinder.
Draper got a shot right off that faceoff and put it in on Patrick Waugh. Draper is hot right now, taking the draw, so he'll be out there. He was 8 for 13 through regulation. McCarty, the high flip into the corner. Pass drive is back to get it. Taken by McCarty. McCarty drove for Shanahan. Shanahan. Scotty Bowman saying you've been close. I'm going to keep you out there and see if we can do it. Near side to Forsberg. Forsberg from the red line will just dump that in, and the Avs will change it up. Olsen on the near side. Frederick Olsen's pass partially deflected by Heinold. McCarty can't get it in by DeVries. Late back. Paul being chased down by Devereaux. And the two Red Wings collide over there. Believe it or not, tomorrow night, more of the same to come your way. By the fans, right? Like the players. Near side to Danilo. DeVries. Not bad. Ball's going to come back into the zone. Now Footer took that shot and then drive right back out there. Foot and Blake piling up ice time in this game defensively for the Colorado Avalanche. That pass did not connect through center. Mason Pollock gets there first, and Duchesne does.
Boy, Detroit is doing a great job of denying the red line. Colorado has been guilty 3 different times in OT already of icing the puck because they couldn't get the red line or they tried long passes that misfired.
14 overtime games prior to this one. Make it 15 this playoff year in the National Hockey League playoffs. For each of them in overtime, Juan is 39 and 16, Hasek's 12 and 10. Both with spectacular goals against. First time they've met in the playoffs is this series.
What do those numbers mean right now?
Somebody will win by 1 goal.
Absolutely nothing. Yes, somebody will win by 1 goal.
And the face-off to the left of Patrick Waugh, trying to get back to the point here, or to the boards. Sergei Fedorov was trying to get it back to Hull, but Sakic won the draw. Cleared around for DeVries. Detroit pinches. Hull came in to try and hold it in, could not. Done back for Sakic. Blake's driving on the right. Sakic in. Ball short. Blake down low. Sakic's got it. Sakic turns. Chelios was on it. Left it near side. Right. Backhander. Tried. That blocked as well. Chance of ice. Hull got it out of there. Intercepted DeVries. He had Fedorov cutting at the other blue line. Chelios drops it back. Both teams trying to get line changes. Drury on the poke check. Fisher the puck. Moves around Forsberg. And it over to Sergei Fedorov. Dropped it to Hull. Hull trying to wrist it in. Misfired. 3-on-2 opportunity. Hull fell down and he took a man with it. Would have been an off-man rush for the Avs, but Hull behind the play. Took Peter Forsberg to the legs and said, I'm down and you're not going anywhere. Draper trying to rush it in. Tried out by foot. Draper lost his stick. Cleared out onside. Looking into the middle. Draper couldn't get it. Score!